It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It's Friday, June 19th, 2020, 7 a.m. Welcome to Down on the Corner program.
Bob over there is just excited.
Two more days to work this week.
There you go. 2 more days
excited
to work. Aren't you so lucky?
I'm just tickled pink.
Yep.
Sound like it.
He's just booming with excitement.
He's got a smile, see?
Wow.
That's it.
See, that's
so excited.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
He's excited.
Contain yourself.
Not a problem.
Good morning. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Huffman, your host. Brought to you by your hometown Sears store. Can't say enough good things about your hometown Sears store. Appliances, home entertainment, yard care equipment, tools.
Anything you want from inside or
and
outside
then
the home.
repair right there in-house. I mean, wow. So, any good specials coming up for Father's Day?
I don't know of any.
I would
of course,
guess
I've been busy this week. I hadn't gone by there.
with Father's Day on Sunday, today and tomorrow is going to be a good
I bet they've got something going on
Yeah,
there
I bet
today.
you they got a sale going on for Father's Day. They got something going on for Father's
There's
Day.
going to be something going on. You know, Craftsman Tools always makes a great Father's Day present, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, you never can have too many screwdrivers, right, Dale?
Well, between that and 3/8 drive sockets,
3/8 drive sockets.
you know,
Yeah.
seem like you always need one more. Be sure to check
Because
out
the one you need you can never find.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, that 15 millimeter or the 13 millimeter. Yep. You run across that before?
Yeah, they can keep all the millimeter ones all they want.
They come in handy when you got to have them, though. Check out your hometown Sears store at 1029 Highway 62 East, 425-3191. The very best in home appliances. Like I said, lawn care equipment, tools, home entertainment. And if you're needing something found that, hey, I wish I could get a good price on this, go see JR.
JR's good folks. Go by and see him. Preventive maintenance plans, I pump them every time I'm sitting here. But you can't go wrong. It's $175 a year for up to 5 appliances, washer, dryer, dishwasher, stove, refrigerator. Let them come check it out, make sure they're clean, running good. You know, I mow for an older gentleman, and he has a freezer that he's had over 30 years, and it's an old Sears. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, how have you been able to keep it running so long? He said, keep it clean.
Mm-hmm.
Maintenance.
Pull it out, make sure you clean it.
Yep, there you go.
And if you don't want to do it, get one of those preventive maintenance programs with Sears. And
It's
let
not
them
bad.
do
It's
that
like
for you.
$175 for 5 different appliances. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yep.
Yep.
So it's a
Check
pretty
'em
good
out,
deal.
folks.
Have them check it out for
You
you.
bet. Your hometown Sears store, locally owned and operated. Yes, they have the Sears name, and they can get all types of appliances. And I think you said Husqvarna and lawn care equipment too?
Husqvarna has become the lawn care equipment of choice for Sears.
Has it?
You know, the brand of Craftsman power tools and stuff has been sold, and those are at a big box store now. But the Husqvarna brand is what they have picked as being the one of choice. Now they still sell the Craftsman riding tractors and zero turns and such, but I have seen 50 Husqvarna lawn tractors roll out of Sears in
There
the
you
last
go.
30 days.
And we want to invite folks from other counties, Marion County, Fulton County, come on over, Stone County. You're welcome up at your Sears store. Come on in from Missouri, shop at your local hometown Sears store, locally owned and operated right here in Mountain Home at 1029 Highway 62 East.
Pull into the Orson's parking lot and look to the right.
There you go. Can't miss them.
Easy enough.
There you go. Your local hometown Sears store right here in Mountain Home, and love to have you stop by. I'm enjoying Brewed Awakening Coffee. Hope you're doing the same thing. 2 locations to serve you. They're both drive-throughs. Of course, the hospital has the new coffee shop in the lobby, but holding off on that until we figure out what to do with the virus. That's another story. Anyway, 2 locations to serve you. The very best coffee in town, Bomber Boulevard, 62 East Plaza. And be sure to stop by and enjoy the best coffee in town. They've got the mochas, the lattes, the buttered lattes, the pumpkin spice, whatever you want. They can dream it up for you and make you very happy. Brewed Awakening Coffee, they've been with us many, many years as a sponsor for Down on the Corner program. Mike and the staff do a great job at all 3 locations. 2 open to the public to serve you. Both are drive-thrus. Once again, Brewed Awakening Coffee, the very best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. And so, check them out today. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 Roller Funeral Homes in Arkansas, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. You can talk to Bruce, Brad, Charlotte, Chris. Anyone here can help you. Bob had a client one time says, Dale needs to talk about pre-planning, so we do that too. So check out pre-planning. You have an emergency situation, whatever the need may be. Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect. That's how they do business. They do it on a daily basis, and they do it very, very well. Roller Funeral Homes with all our respect. So let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, since 1776, this country has been through a lot of tough times. We've seen war, depression, assassinations of leaders, and other bad things. But we've always had some great moments in our history, such as July of '69 when Neil Armstrong put the first footprint on the moon. But because of our veterans that fought and served to protect our history, our Constitution, our way of life, every citizen has the same opportunities to achieve success. So why disrespect so many people that fought and served by kneeling during our national anthem? We do have the right to protest, Lord, but I pray that we understand that we need to do that peacefully with honor and dignity. And so I ask you, heal our nation. It's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now, dun dun dun, the weather.
Not bad. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob
We can't find anything else to do.
Huh? Do what?
Can't find anything else to do in that little short spot.
Maybe play a little Jimi Hendrix or something, you know? You think?
Trumpet's got it.
The intro of Smoke on the Water would be better than that.
There you go. I mean, what are you going to do?
I guess we'll suffer.
If one does, we all do.
I'm bringing it. You know it.
Morning weather brought to you by the
jealous.
Z-Team. Bob and Linda's the door for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. RetiredArkansas.net. It's where we can take a peek at the White River. Hey, not bad. 3 days in a row. Clear skies. A little bit of fog over Cotter, Arkansas. Bridge on the left side of the screen. The little Railroad Museum Baseball Park right there in the clearing in the front part of the screen. The railroad area, the repair areas over on the right-hand side of the screen. As you see the White River come around the city of Cotter in Baxter County, Arkansas. Now you can check this out at retiretoarkansas.net. Look for the live webcam, and you can look at this all throughout the day. There's a little camera icon where you can take snapshots of the live stream. Share it with your friends, and while you're on retiretoarkansas.net, be sure to check out all the listings they have. But they need more. We're down under 400 listings, probably down close to 300 listings right now. So if you're looking to upgrade, a little bit bigger home or a little bit smaller home, less yard to mow, things like that, call the Z-Team. Arkansas and Missouri, from Mountain View, Arkansas to Mountain View, Missouri to Gainesville, all the way down to Marshall. The team's ready to go and ready to serve you today. Sam and everybody and Bob and Linda, and they're ready to go. So Missouri and Arkansas, give the Z-Team a call, 870-405-0793, retiretoarkansas.net. Linda's a professional stager, so she can set the home up for that eye appeal that gets it sold. Sometimes they sell it before they put the sign in the front yard that says it's for sale. So be sure to check out the Z-Team and retiretoarkansas.net. Do me a favor and call them today and say, hey, I heard Dale talking about you on the morning program. And give them a call and see what they have to offer. Once again, Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, for all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Wow, here we are on June 19th, and we're at 64 comfortable degrees. Very nice outside. 64 in Mountain Home, 66 at Harrison, 63 at Batesville, 63 at Salem, 64 at Calico, Flippin at 63, Marshall at 63, West Plains. Wow, look at this. Flippin, Marshall, West Plains, St. Louis, all at 63. It dropped to 37 degrees in Watford City, North Dakota, while it's 68 at at Springfield, and 65 in Poplar Bluff. Look at this right here. Caribou, Maine record temperatures. Old record set in 1955 was 90 degrees. Thursday they were 95. Friday they're expected to go to 97. And the hottest temperature ever recorded in Caribou, Maine was 96. Could go to 97 today.
Global warming.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Or somebody left the oven open. And people say, why do you have to refresh that? I've never had to refresh a radar so many times I have to refresh this one. This is about the 8th time this morning I've refreshed it. Anyway, I got showers in Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, parts of Nebraska. Huh?
Can you put it in
Oh,
motion
yeah,
so
yeah.
you see where that storm's going?
You can see the cluster of rain and storms over Oklahoma, Kansas, northwest Missouri, southern and central Iowa. It's just kind of floating across the state line of Kansas and Oklahoma. Speculation is it could go north of the Arkansas-Missouri state line. I guess we'll wait and see. Anyway, shower activity in Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia's, and just light showers through there. We'll check your highways here in Arkansas real quick. 62, 412. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. 65 to Branson, 67, 167 Batesville on up to Poplar Bluff. Yeah, there it is. It's finally picking up a little bit down south of Benton to the southeast of Hot Springs, just east of I-30, with very, very light showers popping up right there. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, 530 in Arkansas. Looks like it's in good shape. And we'll go up into Missouri where they're getting a little bit of it, just to the east of Kansas City on I-70, to the south of Kansas City on I-49, and on up to the Iowa border. You got some showers to the west of Kirksville, all the way up around Tarkio area in extreme northwest Missouri. And you see a lot of shower activity, Junction City over to Topeka, Lawrence, Kansas, Ottawa. And we'll just wait and see what happens. Pretty heavy stuff going on in Ottumwa, Iowa, over to Davenport area. So maybe we'll get a little bit. My yard's getting a little bit dry. We've had some good dry days, and so it's showing to need just a little bit of moisture.
Turn on the water hose. We got plenty.
Oh, yeah. We can spare it, can't we? Looks like everything's in pretty good shape. Let's see. We got no watches or warnings right now. A little bit of fog in central Arkansas. 7-day forecast, high today of 89. Saturday 89, Sunday 86, 87 on Monday, 83 on Tuesday. Chances of showers really increases after Saturday, go from a 40% chance to a 60, drops to a 30, then back to a 60, and stays that way through Tuesday of next week. Checking iDrive Arkansas. This has just popped up. Central Arkansas, we have an accident, mile marker 136.1 on I-30 westbound lane. And reported by Arkansas Department of Transportation. They'll be taking care of that. I do that to show you how to navigate this, and so you'll see a little red dot down here on I-30, and that's probably, what would that be, 4:30, I think, or 6:30. They'll have some slower traffic right there. And everything seems to be good elsewhere in the state of Missouri. Things are looking good. No flood watch boxes to speak of. They are still working on Highway J, which is 201 north out of Mountain Home. And just remember they're working on Lick Creek Bridge. That'll be all throughout the summer. Bull Shoals Lake is at 693.79. It's 34.79 feet above a full pool of 659. Norfolk Lake is sitting at 578.89, 26.89 feet above a full pool of 552. And pollen index for today is a 4.9. Nettle, plankton, grasses are the culprits today. 4.2 tomorrow, drops just a little bit. Coronavirus update, and let's see, we'll look at Arkansas. 13,928 total cases in Arkansas. Active 4,344 with recoveries 9,376. That means more than 5,000 people, or right at 5,000 people, have recovered from the virus, with 208 people passing away. The total map has changed in color. Baxter and Marion, Cersei, Stone were a little bit darker than yesterday. We also had really dark blue over here at Carroll and Madison counties. That has been lightened up a little bit because things are getting better. And your 6-county report right now: Baxter, Marion, Cersei, Stone, Izard, and Fulton. Total positives for all 6 counties is 63. Active is 13 with recovery at 49. As of today, that's a 77% recovery rate. Your active to positive is 20%. And so things are getting better. Even Clay County right here over at Corning, they were a dark blue. They had quite a few. They've got 18 of 24 recovered with 6 positive, and that's a good report there. Your hard-hit areas, of course, are Benton, which is 1657 positive with 605 active, but there again, 1,041 have recovered, which is a good number there. And then Washington County, 2,141 active positive, 1,068, and recovered. They're within 10. Active positive, 1,068, with recovered 1,058. Am I reading that right?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So are they sitting almost 100% recovered of the active positives there? Is that what I'm reading?
No.
Okay, it'd be 1,050 out of the 20.
50% of the people that have
They've got
had
a
it
50%,
have recovered.
yeah. But recovered of the active positive, they're sitting almost equal. They're within 10. So anyway, we got all that done in time at 7:15.
Yay.
Morning weather and all the reports are brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zador, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Dan Hall's here, going to be talking some veteran stuff today. Always like talking about our veterans. And for the record, thank you, veterans, for all your service. And we stand for the flag here. Anyway, be right back.
Did you know when you shop at Sears Hometown Stores, you are supporting your local community? That's right. Your local Sears Hometown Store is locally owned and operated by one of your neighbors. Their store offers the best of what Sears has to offer with the top brands and appliances, tools, and lawn and garden. They also offer great financing options that work no matter what you need. Remember to stop by your local Sears Hometown Store today and support a local member of your community.
It takes the right gear to survive out here. Oh, there she is, Ferris. It's the best gear around. Strong as an ox. Safe as houses. Out back, there's one powerful beast. Awesome. Four-wheel suspension. Handles whatever Mother Nature throws at you. Designed to take the hard out of hard work and deliver all the power you could need. So if you want to tackle the great outdoors, get yourself a Ferris.
Get the only mower with suspension technology at Mower Warehouse in Mountain Home, where they accept mower trade-ins, have flexible financing options, and services all brands and models. That's Mower Warehouse, located on Buzzard Roost in Mountain Home.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredarkansas.net.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
Driftwood Lanes. Fun happens here.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Barbershop at Connor.
$7.20 and Dan Hall's here. Yay! How
you doing?
Yeah, good. Yep. Surviving the virus.
Yeah, Alicia kind of left us hanging today. She had to go to Little Rock for some sort of an interview.
Really? Yeah, I got the text message, just
Told her
quick, kind of last minute thing.
Say stay safe and avoid all that virus down there. Don't come home sick.
It's funny how it's concentrated to the big cities.
Well, yeah. We're so blessed here in Mountain Home in so many ways. I don't believe we had a death yet, have we? Had
Not in Baxter.
one hospitalized.
In the 6-county area, I think it's Izard County, one has passed out of the 6-county area, so we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still take it seriously. We're back to having our regular DAV meetings and whatnot because we don't have that many people, but and masks, of course, are optional, but we're still using common sense. It's not done yet.
Yep.
A lot of things can happen.
We'll get through it. So what do you got for us today?
Well, there's, the COVID-19 virus has kind of sucked the oxygen out of government at all levels. And down at Little Rock, they're not doing much more that I can see, but counting active cases and tracking
Between the government and all the news channels, that's about all you got. I just quit watching all the news, too.
Yeah,
That's
there's
all
like,
COVID-19.
I've got a thing here of like 49 bills that are pending in the Senate and about the same number in the House, and there's nothing happening because the House isn't in session, and nothing is happening pretty much at any level. We've been really moving along quite well in the statewide suicide prevention program that the governor's task force had proposed, and 1st of April, everything shut down. We were supposed to have a big training here on the 9th of April that got postponed. So it's just, and of course, one of the concerns I've had is that statistically, and it's very predictable, when you go into a shutdown like this and you increase isolation and so on, you tend to increase mental health problems, drug overdoses, and suicide. I do have a report that because non-emergency health care has pretty much been shut down, the VA was pretty much shut down. There's about 6 million appointments that were canceled in the VA. 2 million of them have yet to be rescheduled. I saw a report here yesterday, the crisis hotline increase of 1,000% calls to the crisis hotline. And of course, as we've had great success here in Baxter County, reducing the suicide rate not only among veterans but the community at large, we're down about 33% from where the peak was. That's held for like 3 years now. But suddenly, this month already, we've had 2 veteran suicides in Baxter County, Mountain Home, both of them members of the Guard. So,
I'm going to get your opinion on all this stuff about taking a knee during the anthem. You know, they're talking about it, some of the football coaches in NFL and some of them in NASCAR. I don't get it.
I will kneel before my God. I will never kneel before insurrectionists of any color or any cause. So,
I mean, why? You know, so we had basically a man murdered by a policeman. He just happened to be African American. It was wrong, no doubt, but all the repercussions of this, and now what happened in Atlanta.
Well, they're completely different scenarios. And going back to the Minneapolis case, that officer, that was just outrageous, but he should have never been on the street. I understand there were like 18 complaints that he's had in 20 years. Why is he out there on the street? if there was a problem getting rid of him because of the police union or whatever, as chief of police, I would have had him in a closet somewhere for the rest of his career taking reports by telephone. He certainly wouldn't be on the street, let alone be a training officer. Two of those officers in that case were on like their second or third day on the street, and he was their training officer. That's just outrageous to me. The case in Atlanta is completely different. There's no murder there. I think that's going to go away eventually, but we're in so much of a political divide right now that it's just absurd and obscene.
So how do you as a veteran take this? I mean, you were in Vietnam, you served your time,
I've spent my life pretty much in public service, and we talk about veterans, we normally think of veterans as war veterans and so on, but a lot of those policemen that are being ridiculed right now are also veterans. Veterans come home, they find different ways to serve. They become firemen, they become police officers and first responders and whatnot. And as I did, I spent 10 years in the Marine Corps, came back from Vietnam with a case of malaria they couldn't cure, and so I wasn't much use to them. And from there I ended up very short stint in private industry and then back to public service and police work. And I've spent most of my life, my adult life, in police work. Some of the best people I've ever known in my life were law enforcement officers. So I get a lot of communications from friends in the business, from Seattle to Yuma to El Centro and San Diego. But this is not new to me. Do you recall the last time Seattle had the problem when they had all the people that were occupying and trying to prevent the G7 from meeting there? A friend of mine that I served with in San Diego and had a lot of respect for was a captain at the time when I worked with him in San Diego. He ended up chief of police in Seattle during that period of time. They were crazy then with their liberal positions and so on. This is not really anything real new. All they did was change the names of the players from Weather Underground to Antifa and so on and so forth. But it's the same Marxist group that wants to tear down capitalism and tear down the nation and try to recreate their own utopia with socialism, I guess. Of course, none of them ever built anything or accomplished anything. All they can do is destroy.
Have they even held a job?
Yeah. It's sad.
It is.
Very difficult. But this too shall pass.
Yep. Well, we'll go ahead and grab a break, then we'll come back and talk some Veterans Affairs, okay?
Okay.
More with Dan right after this.
Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because they don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're almost 7:32. More time with Dan Hall.
Yeah.
You got a whole stack of papers.
Well, I always have a bunch of stuff. I'm not like Alicia. She lives off her cell phone. She can just look at that thing and come up with stuff from all over the place. I'm still kind of a paper guy, yeah. You know. And one of the things that's occurred, as we mentioned, that there's so many of these appointments that were canceled, even those not in the VA facilities, but in the Mission Act with providers out in the community. And we had just gotten really started in the community care network where veterans could get treatment locally and not have to go down to Little Rock. And things were starting to smooth out, but there's always, you know, bumps on the road when you come in with new programs. Well, local hospital has some people furloughed, and some of the people that were really on top of what was going on, and the local community-based VA outreach clinic, they went to pretty much emergency and whatnot. And we had one of the doctors kind of burn out and retired again. And we had one of our veterans that was referred over to Baxter Regional for a heart situation, but somehow the paperwork didn't get forwarded, and so he ended up stuck after all of his insurance with a bunch of bills that we helped him with, DAV helped him with, which is just a reminder that veterans, you can't leave it to somebody else. You got to take responsibility. Yeah. Anytime you go, the CBOC or whatever refers you to a non-VA facility, make sure that referral is done on paper. And when you get to the new facility or you walk into Baxter Regional or any place, make sure that they know that you're a veteran and this is supposed to be paid for by VA, because within a 72-hour period, they make the proper reporting. And if you don't do it within 72 hours, you end up getting stuck sometimes, and they don't backdate referrals and whatnot, so it gets to be a big headache. We try to avoid all that kind of stuff. We got some other interesting news. I've got one of our members that's become a little handy. I had a couple of power chairs that we ended up when someone died, and they donated to us, and we've maintained those, and they're available to be loaned out to veterans or their families that have mobility issues And we now have several of them, 4 or 5 of them, that are batteries are up and charged and repaired and so on. So if you're a veteran out there and you need a power chair, give me a call. I'll put you in touch with our guy who's keeping those up. You reach me at 421-2322. I even have one of the situations that the donor also had a lift that goes into a bumper or a hitch, like a ball hitch, and that's a power thing to haul the chair. You drive it up on, get off of that, push the button, and it raises it up.
Yeah.
So,
you still have it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's available for somebody that may need a chair.
For people that need to travel, they can put the chair in the back. It hooks to the trailer hitch and locks into place on the bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the regular receiver, like you were putting a ball hitch in it. I've got a couple of those. We're staying busy, of course, with everything kind of shut down in government. All of our stuff kind of got slowed down and at the state level, but we're still working locally. We've just completed a application to continue our Columbia Trust grant on this suicide prevention program, and I've been in contact with DC several times on it. Been in contact several times with DC people on a couple pieces of legislation that are sitting there waiting for Congress to get back in session. I actually have thing here. There's like 49 bills, I think I mentioned, in the House and the same in the Senate that aren't going anywhere until we get past this COVID virus situation. Some good news on the suicide situation. As you know, this community outreach program that we've been doing, we've managed to reduce the suicides by 33%.
Good.
Our peak year in 2016 was 24. We're down at 16 for the last 3 years. We're beginning to make some headway, taking it outside of just veterans and to the community at large through the governor's task force. Actually, it takes about 18 months for the numbers to get into the computer at the World Health cause of death tracking. And I pulled the latest one that goes back to 2018. And since we started the program, nationally, the rate is up. Arkansas, the rate is up. Of the top 6 counties, which we were number 1, 5 of them are up, 1 is down, Baxter County. We're the only one that shows a reduction in the suicide rate. So something we're doing is working.
It's helping, yeah.
We did have a couple veteran suicides, both of them members of the Guard, this month, which is troublesome. We're working with the National Guard as well as the active military out of Jacksonville. They had some issues down there, and so they are on the task force and working with it. And one of the initiatives that I'm really anxious to see get moving has to do with the Guard. And Colonel Miller, who's the chaplain of the State National Guard, they're talking about a program, or working at putting together a program sort of similar to what we're doing here, that involves buddy contacts and just keeping people from being isolated. And they suddenly realized that in the Guard, they only have control of an individual for 2 days a month where they'd have any input when he's doing his monthly drills. What about the other 28 days? What kind of resources are available in contact? So they're working at having some sort of a during the month communication with their people. There's a lot of different ideas out there to try to work on this, but it's a problem that isn't going away. I can tell you that it is interesting that after we created our local program at the community level, getting the entire community involved and try to find these isolated people and get them involved. All of a sudden, VA nationally has made it a huge priority, and one of their experts has come out and said, you know, isolation is a big contributor to, which is...
Took them a while to figure that out, huh?
Well, big bureaucracies tend to centralize and try to do everything from the top down. And what we said from day one was, if you have 76% of the veterans committing suicide are not even in the VA healthcare system, which says that they're at home isolated, they're not using the VA healthcare, they're not going to the CBOC, they're not involved in any way. What on earth makes you think that when they're in crisis, they're going to think to call the VA crisis hotline?
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen. You know, how do they even know it exists unless somebody's took a proactive approach to contacting these people that are isolated, and we've done that through church groups and through all kinds of social groups. Dr. Wolford's got about 27 veterans that he works with constantly. Every week he's in contact with them. So we're not losing a lot now.
Well, that helps.
Yeah. There was, just show you how top-down things work and how confusing it gets. One of our members has been in some mental health counseling treatment and had to leave the country on a contract situation. A new provider, he was being treated for years by the telehealth. And one of the providers, brand new, when it came up, first question was, well, can I really do that to somebody that's not even in Arkansas? How about, because I'm licensed in Arkansas. Now, most of us know that that's not an issue. I was taken care of in 2018 when they passed this telemed situation, and basically there's an act that was passed, a law that was passed, that says that it doesn't matter what state you're licensed in. If you're doing telemed, it's where you are sitting, not the zip code of the person that telephoned you. But anyway, they asked the question. Little Rock didn't know the answer. So, of course, they send it up to their technocrats at the Office of General Counsel, who knows even less, and they come back and say, oh, well, there is this regulation that says we can't treat somebody overseas. Well, yeah, that's your own policy and regulation out of your handbook, but that's not the law. So, in essence, this person gets hung out to dry with no treatment while they try to figure out what the regulation and the laws should be. So we're still working on that. It's Dr. Wolford is kind of in the meantime helping that individual. But we go through these things all the time. And it's sad, but it is true in bureaucracies that for every provider, and let me start, I have met personally, talked with 3 of the last 4 secretaries of the Veterans Administration. They were all genuinely interested in solving these problems and changing the culture of the VA, get away from being VA regulation-centric and become veteran treatment-centric. And I had some success when we had issues contacting these people and with one telephone call getting something fixed. Well, but it doesn't really change. People at the top want to make the changes. Providers at the bottom really want to improve care. In the middle are several levels of bureaucracies, technocrats that have been around forever. They have nothing to do with actually visiting with the veteran or doing the treatment. They're the ones that pay attention to regulations and complicate issues. And it's really difficult sometimes when the top says do this and the bottom is ready to go, and then trying to get it done, it will just make you nuts trying to deal. It only takes one of those technocrats to throw up a barrier and cause you months of problems.
It's crazy.
Unfortunately, there's probably 20 technocrats for every medical provider in the system. So it's an
Why do we do this to ourselves?
That's just what they do, and that's one of the characteristics of centralization and bureaucracies. They load up with the technocrats and the regulations and what have you. See, I come from a different place. I was a combat unit leader in the Marine Corps. I was a law enforcement officer. I was a judge. Okay, what you do in those kind of situations is you make command decisions to get things accomplished. You remove barriers and you simplify regulations and so on to get where you need to go. We don't seem to have that in the VA system. Nobody wants to make a decision. I mean, why would I ask some lawyer in D.C., if I'm a provider, why would I care what some lawyer in D.C. says if I need to treat your illness?
Yeah.
I just, but that's the way it is. We fight it, we live with it. And
it just seems like when it gets down to Veterans Affairs, you go from Baltimore to D.C. by way of Seattle. It just, you weave in and out of 1,400 different highways.
It improves, and then it stops for a while. It improves again. You'll recall from many of our conversations that right here in Alicia's 3rd District, I'm the chairman of the Resource Council for veterans in that district. And actually, in that district, which is every county from, every town basically, from Harrison to Batesville, there's actually 4 different healthcare systems in that district. People over in Harrison go to Fayetteville. People in Mountain Home go to Central Arkansas. People in Fulton County, they are in the catch area of Poplar Bluff, veterans. And when you get over by Batesville, they're out of Memphis. And they all do things differently.
Yeah.
It's taken quite a while to get Branson, Fayetteville, Mountain Home, and Little Rock on the same page with.
So, can I ask a dumb question?
Sure.
Okay, so you pass a law, and it says, okay, Dan Hall, Marine veteran. Dan's got the flu. He's a veteran. Okay, you treat him for the flu. You send the bill here. Done.
That's kind of a pie in the sky thing, Dale. I think we've discussed this before. Just because you're a veteran, that doesn't mean you're even eligible for veterans healthcare, VA healthcare.
I think if you served, you'd get.
Well, it doesn't matter if served. You have to have a service-connected disability. And let's say that you have a 40% service-connected disability for some particular illness. That's really all they have to treat you for. If you go in for a different illness, you may or may not have expenses, co-pays, and so on. We run into this every once in a while where veterans get really bad information when they apply for their Social Security and Medicare. And the Social Security people tell them, well, you don't need Part B because you're a veteran, you've got veterans health care. Well, that might be true today, they don't need Part B. But 5 years down the road, when they have an ailment that is not service-connected, they may have some real problems. And then to try to go back, there's no way they can afford to add Part B later because there's like a 10% penalty every year.
Yeah.
So 5 years later, instead of $135, the price is just unbearable. There's a lot more to it. Now, once you get to 50%, then you're pretty much covered for treatment. But when you're under 50%, you're a 30% disability. That only really covers treatment in a lot of cases for the service-connected illness. So it's just not any veteran. Now, you can be eligible for veterans health care if you have a service-connected disability, if you're under a certain income, kind of indigent, if you have a Purple Heart where you're wounded in combat, or you were a POW. There's several ways, but probably 80% of veterans that spend 4 years in the military and get discharged aren't in the VA system at all. They have no benefits.
Coming up on 7:50, need to take that final break for the week. Be right back with Dan.
For the week.
For the week. Weekend's upon us. When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we have installed a convenient drive-through window for all your to-go and pick-up orders. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and ask us about our daily specials for a low price to feed the whole family. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
At MSI, they're not just another trash service. They're your friendly, family-owned and operated trash service, providing residential, commercial, and roll-off pickup. MSI offers competitive rates and services 5 counties in the north central Arkansas area. Various dumpster sizes available for commercial and accommodating you with weekly pickup for your convenience. Call Tammy or Kathy today at MSI. MSI Trash Service, small enough to know you and large enough to service you.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me. When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
$7:52, closing out the program with Dan Hall.
Yeah, we're still chugging away at our annual things that we do here. We, unfortunately, because of this coronavirus, I've already said that everything's shut down at all levels. Our state convention was canceled, so it's supposed to be this month. And of course, also with the Friends of the NRA Foundation, and we had that NRA banquet that was scheduled, and we already had sold some tables. That got canceled. The national service officers that handle our claims and stuff down in Little Rock at Fort Roots there at Building 65, they kind of were kicked out of their building working from home, so some of the administrative staff got laid off, and of course there was some delays in getting their unemployment, so we had some money put aside at the state level for our state convention, so we're able to use that to help offset their unemployment situation. I don't think they're back in yet until the end of this month. We have our things that are scheduled at ASU in September and October that we're still planning on and preparing for. Most of it's ready to go as far as that goes. And we moved our picnic in October from Hickory Park over to ASU.
Yeah, you outgrew the park.
Oh, that one we had at ASU last year was great, and they treated us so well. And I've already talked to Robin Myers earlier this year, and that was on again for this year. Well, that was before the COVID virus thing, so we don't know for sure whether school's going to be in session in the fall, but at this point we're still planning that. And, of course, the Boots and Backpack Suicide Awareness thing that we do in September in conjunction with the Suicide Awareness Month, that is still being planned as far as we're concerned. But I don't think ASU has made any decisions yet about the fall semester. So, but we're still working.
Oh, I'm tired of hearing about COVID-19. How about you?
Well, there's just what can you do? You use common sense and avoid big gatherings. And now I'm still doing concealed carry classes for small people that I know, half a dozen at a time. But we're not having any issues. But we're going out to eat very seldom. We used to be out to eat a lot. But it'll come back around.
Oh yeah.
It's I'm tired of it, but then again, we're so fortunate to be in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and not someplace like New Jersey or,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing okay. It'll go away eventually.
It's got to run its course. We were talking on a Facebook post. It's like the common cold's a virus. There's still no vaccine for the common cold. There's still really no cure. It's got to run its course. So we got a new strand of the corona, so, people start building immunities to it.
Well, and it's a novel, which means new virus that they never saw before. And it seems like historically these viruses that end up moving from one animal to another into humans often are very deadly in the beginning, and then as they switch hosts, they become a little less deadly, not only because of immunity, but because I think the virus is alive and it wants to live and reproduce, and if it kills the host, it don't work out too good. Mm-hmm. So it seems like over a period of time, as it moves from host to host, it gets less deadly. But whether that's part of the herd immunity that they call, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, I think that happened also with the AIDS virus.
Yeah, you don't hear about that anymore.
Over a period, well, not only the treatments and so on, that the drugs that they're using, but I think the virus itself became less deadly as it progressed through chains of different hosts. So.
Well, I remember the panic on that. Of course, it wasn't anything like COVID-19, but it was just...
Yeah, that was around, 84, 85, and that area. It was
AIDS
crazy.
Awareness.
Yeah.
And then all the concerts to help those that have AIDS. Remember all that?
Yeah. We've lived too long, Dale. We remember all these things. There's really nothing new under the sun. It's just by a different name.
No.
Yeah, we hang in there.
So, somebody was asking me about some of this. I said, well, in my opinion, welcome to the leadership of the Woodstock generation. Yeah. So, what do we got? 2 minutes, Scooter?
Yep.
Final thoughts, Dan. 2 minutes. Then it's the weekend.
Doesn't change much for me. One day is pretty much the same as the next. Veterans out there, remember, if you go over to the hospital or to any non-veteran facility, make sure that within the 72-hour period, you take the responsibility to make sure somebody, either a family member or one of the administrators of the hospital, notifies VA so that they can get that arranged till the hospital gets paid. Otherwise, it ends up you get hounded for the money. And this Mission Act didn't change that particularly. We got a little better at making sure that that notification is done. But veterans have to take some responsibility on their own to make sure these things get done. Don't assume that somebody at the CBOC filed the right paper, and then a month later when you get the bills, find out nobody ever filed a paper.
They can be a nightmare.
A repeat on the fact that we have some pretty nice power chairs available for use. We loan them to a person that needs them for as long as they need them. When they're done with them, we get them back and fix them back up and get ready to give them to somebody else. I've got several of those. If you need one, give me a call, 421-2322.
They haven't had any of those breakfast over here at the over on Market Street in a long time. Remember those pancake sausage breakfast? Is that Alley White Post at?
Oh yeah. I don't know if they're
Haven't had one of those in a long time.
American Legion post, yeah.
I guess the virus shut a lot of that down.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Be a lot of fun.
Well, we've had our DAV chapter meeting we just did on Monday, and I had about a dozen people show up. So we're getting back to normal.
Yep. With that, we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.